Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to have you here with me today. If you are new here, then welcome, and if you are not new here, then welcome back. My name is Rachel and I am a speaker, an author, a business owner, but most importantly for today, I am an accountant. It is my mission with Accountancy to create the safe space on the internet that I wish I had when I decided to become an accountant. And so answering questions like what GCSEs and A-levels should I choose if I want a career as an accountant is exactly the reason I created this platform. I cover topics like this in short and long form content, and so I would absolutely love to see you on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and right here on YouTube. You can use the links in the description below to find me on all of those platforms, and please do slide into my DMs and say hello. So today we are talking all about what GCSEs and A-levels you might like to choose if you are serious about a career in finance. So a profession in finance might suit you if you can build professional relationships with people and demonstrate skills like integrity, business awareness, and analytical skills. Accountants benefit from above average salaries, plenty of choice around how to specialise, and professional qualifications that are recognised internationally. This video is going to talk you through everything that you need to know to become an accountant. So first things first, I wanted to kick things off by talking about what does an accountant do. So it's my role as an accountant in practice to prepare the statutory information for my clients. I do not specialise in the types of clients that I take on, and so I work with individuals in a range of industries, from beekeeping all the way through to TikTok. Accountants in industry, however, work on the inside of a business, doing things like bookkeeping, preparing management reports for the decision makers in the business to act upon, and things like VAT returns. For more information on what does an accountant do, I created this video which talks you through in a lot of detail exactly what accountants do. Next up, I wanted to talk about the possible entry routes to becoming an accountant. So for the entry routes, I've basically split this into three different sections. The first is the academic route. That is where you take your GCSEs, you build upon them in A-levels, and then you go on to get a professional qualification as well as a degree. Next up, we've got the vocational entry route, which is where you would do foundation level accountancy qualifications on top of professional qualifications, as well as building up your experience in the industry. Next up, we've got the entirely work-based entry route, which for me is definitely my personal favourite. This is how I entered the world of accountancy, which is where you look at obtaining an apprenticeship, where you start off in a junior role and work towards a professional qualification as well as working. I would definitely encourage you, if you are considering these three options, to consider your preferred style of learning and your preferred style of assessment. So you can think about whether you're ready to commit to becoming an accountant or whether you'd actually prefer to keep your options open. So ask yourself things like, how important is it to you that you have a degree? Would working while you study suit you best, or would an apprenticeship through work-based qualifications suit you better? And then also don't forget to factor in the costs and time taken to qualify through the different entry routes. You can also mix and match the routes above, so by studying A-levels and then going on to an apprenticeship, which is what I did. So just splitting up the qualifications in terms of if you are a student and you're choosing your GCSEs and your A-levels, I'm just going to split this into GCSEs and A-levels. So GCSEs are very relevant in my opinion. So they help you firstly decide what A-levels you want to pick next, which is important, and you won't actually be able to get into sixth forms or A-levels or colleges with bad GCSE grades. And so for me, as somebody that recruits and hires people with GCSEs and A-levels straight from school, maths and English for GCSEs are an absolute must, and I would really encourage you to think about the traditional academic subjects. So to become an accountant, you'll need to complete training with one of the professional accountancy bodies. So you can start your journey to becoming an accountant in a variety of different ways, as I've mentioned earlier, through apprenticeships or college courses, after your A-levels or after a degree. And for most of those entry routes, you will need at least 5 GCSEs or equivalents, which include maths and English at grade 4 or C or above. So this is why I'm really encouraging you at GCSE to focus on the traditionally academic subjects, mainly because you'll need to utilise them as you progress further down the line. Next up, we're moving on to A-levels. So to know which A-levels you need to be an accountant, it's often a really good idea to check the entry requirements for any universities or training bodies that you're considering. So each of these is going to have their own entry requirements, and so it can be good to consider multiple options, like I mentioned earlier. So for example, if you want to study accounting at university, you can expect the requirements to be 2 or 3 A-levels with good grades. Maths and accounting are really great options for this, and English is a very common requirement as well. If you plan to study accountancy at university, please do bear in mind that they often prefer you to have taken traditional academic subjects, again, at A-level, such as history, economics, geography, modern foreign languages, English literature, English language, science, and maths. So it's important to carefully think about what you choose now, because it might dictate what you can carry through in the future. So you'll find it difficult to pick up history at A-level, for example, if you then haven't studied it at GCSE. So the final 2 points that I wanted to cover, now that I've given you my top recommendations of which GCSEs and A-levels to choose if you would like a career in finance or specifically to become an accountant, I just wanted to direct you, now that you've watched this video, of where you might like to go next. So the first video that I would love to talk to you about is how to become an accountant. This is one of my highest, this is one of my best performing videos of all time. It's actually I think it's the first video I ever made, so it's a couple of years old now. So I would love for you guys to check out this video, which is all about how to become an accountant. I talked to you in depth about what an accountant does, what my role is, the difference between working in industry and practice, and how to actually become an accountant. The next job I would absolutely love for you guys to watch is how to land your first job in accountancy with no experience. This is something that I get questions on all the time. If you are doing your GCSEs, if you are just about to finish your A-levels, I hire people straight from school. I've hired people that have only got GCSEs. I've hired people that have GCSEs and A-levels straight from school with no experience, and this is the most common question I get. So this video is all about how to land your first job in accountancy with no experience. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope this video has been very useful. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribing to my YouTube channel is the very best way to support me as a creator. I would love to see you over on TikTok and Instagram, as well as right here on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I hope to see you again very soon. Yay!